back to another episode of the Nerdy Brigade. Today with me I have...
Dom.
And Scotty.
And Brody.
And I welcome you all back to another episode of our Global Tier List podcast. Today we are continuing the Childhood Marathon with, I believe this is Donnie's movie next up, which is the Mario Brothers movie. Now, before we go into predictions, I did want to ask, it's so baffling me. You actually watched this movie as a kid a lot, or like once?
Yeah, my brother got it for me as a birthday present, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, the DVD.
You own the DVD? Oh my god.
Your
Jeez.
brother has a fine taste in
Your brother
movies.
has a fine taste in films. But alright, that's all I wanted to ask. So, let's get on to predictions. So, Donnie, you were up first. You're the only one who's actually seen this movie, so your prediction is probably going to be the most fair. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is a pretty dumb movie, although, God, I don't... It was such a while ago that I watched this. It's probably not as good as I remember, but as I remember it, it's below Shark Tale, so in C tier, which is probably too high for this movie, but that's what I remember.
Yeah, I don't have anything on this movie other than what it looks like and like a couple terrifying images that I've seen of it. I can't imagine it's very good. I don't really have much else to go off of, but based on what I've seen, I'm gonna put it probably bottom D tier. Yeah.
Thanks to just mentions of it throughout me, my experience through media. I gotta say, it sounds like a top of the sort of movie.
And as for myself, it's kind of rough for me to talk about this again. Again, it's another movie I've never seen before, but if there's one thing that I've been told over and over again on the internet is that the Mario Brothers live-action movie is fucking terrible. Now, I know that the designs in this film are dog shit, but this could be like another Godzilla 1997 situation where the designs are fucking terrible, but the movie is actually just like corny 90s energy. That's fine. And that's like the high hopes for this film. I don't think it's gonna get any higher than like tying with Godzilla 1997 in D tier. But in reality, I'm probably gonna agree with Brody that I think this film is gonna land somewhere in E tier. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know enough. But I've heard that this movie isn't just bad because of its shitty designs. Like, it's really just not a good film in general. But again, I was also misled on Godzilla 1997, so it's not fair for me to 100% be a dick about that. Yeah, I'll place it below Godzilla 1997 in D tier for my prediction, but I don't know. We'll see how it all pans out. And alright, yeah.
The funny part about this movie is they did not have a 3D Mario game before going into this, which means everything is like what they got from 2D sprites, and it's fucking hilarious.
That is amazing. Why did they not wait till 64? But
I don't think they knew about 64. They were just like...
Of course they did, yeah. But so yeah, now with all of our predictions out of the way, we're gonna go watch the movie. If you guys want to know what the hell we're talking about in our raw reviews, then go watch the movie on your own time in between parts. So yeah, let's get going. We just finished watching the Mario Brothers movie, and it's now time for our reviews. So... Alright, who's up first? Number 1, so I'm pretty sure that's Donnie who's up first then. So Donnie, you're up. Go.
Oh my god, that was a fucking movie and a half. A bad movie and a half, but I gotta say, I was entertained all the way through. That was just... like... For the Mario Brothers movie, you expect, like, maybe saving the princess from a castle, and, I don't know, some funny stuff in between. But this movie, they go from Brooklyn to interdimensional dinosaurs that have also evolved simultaneously into humans and now want to de-evolve the people on the other side of the other dimension, and it gets only crazier from there. I think the best part of this movie is that there was no 3D Mario when this movie came out, so they just kind of went with whatever for every single fucking design, and they had to imagine what these like 2D sprites look like in real life. Oh man, it it was it was pretty bad. I think the standout design is probably the Goombas, who are fucking huge. Something they didn't even get right from the games. They're just huge, beefy guard motherfuckers who are like somehow de-evolved toads. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's like de-evolution rays and guns and oof. That being said, I don't think I like a single character here. It's just like the only reason I like Mario is because he has an Italian accent, which shouldn't be enough for me to like a character, but it is. I accept my faults where they come. This is just I'm kind of just blinded by the sheer craziness this movie is set upon me. Gotta I can't believe this movie was about interdimensional dinosaurs. Holy shit. So yeah, I can't even give a good plot synopsis because it was so fucking crazy. I something I really did genuinely enjoy about this movie was just maybe it was just me, but I thought the action sequences were fun. I liked them. I wish they could have done a firefly. Wait, I guess were the flamethrowers supposed to be fire flowers? God, if they were, God help us all. But it feels like they took some stuff from Mario and just kind of made their own movie. It is like such a cracked. I don't even know how to explain this movie. One of the fucking weirdest experiences I've ever enjoyed. I'm actually getting very big King Kong versus Godzilla original vibes from this movie because I know I shouldn't enjoy this, but I do so much. So much. It's a dirty pleasure. The fucking I it, it's hard to have any genuine review thoughts on this movie, and if you've seen this movie, maybe you would understand. It is beyond all comprehension and reason. I The fact is, I do think it's bad, but I did follow the plot. And it was genuinely entertaining, which makes me wonder if I can actually put it in E tier. I think because it was just a solid all-around movie. Well, not even a solid all-around. It was bad, to be sure. It was very contrived and but at least it wasn't boring. So I think I'll put it above King Kong versus Godzilla. That seems like a genuine placement. I don't know. Maybe someone else. Tyler, can you give this review some structure because my god, I cannot process this movie.
So the Mario Brothers movie is, well, as you've described at this point, it is an insane movie that is enjoyable with how bad it is. It's kind of similar to other. It's a terrible movie with. Fuck. Sorry, I'm brain struck too. I just want to say that it's similar to other terrible movie like Trolls 2. I think it's Trolls 2 and like The Room, where it's so fucking bad that it becomes enjoyable. Now, we have not reviewed any one of these movies on this list, except maybe Godzilla vs. Kong. But that one, at the very least, kind of felt like a little bit like corny and intentional. I mean, they're giant guys fighting around in monster suits, for Christ's sake. But in this one, man, it is fucking bonkers. So, as Donnie has already described, this film basically decides to take as little as possible from the Mario Brothers quote-unquote canon, because it really wasn't fucking canon at the time. It's not a very good representation of the games. Everybody fucking knows that. There's fucking flamethrowers, de-evolution guns, whatever the hell. I know that it's sort of accurate, because in Mario Brothers 1, apparently Koopa turns, like, all the Toadstool guys into bricks, so, like, there's a little bit of, like, transmutation bullshit, but, you know, no de-evolution, pre-evolution, fucking alternate dimension dinosaur, meteorite like, it is just pure insanity, and I'm gonna disagree that I think the plot is followable in this film, because the primary reason is that, number one, there are too many characters in this movie. There are too many characters. Not only do you have the main cast of Mario, Luigi, and Daisy, you got Koopa. Koopa's got a villain side chick, and then he's got two cousins who are also in the movie. You got Toad as a Goomba, you got Yoshi, you got the fucking spiny lady, you got all the women, and even the woman that Mario was fucking with at the beginning of the movie. There are so many characters in this film, and they're going all over the place, and some of them are switching morality around like it's a fucking dime. Like, the cousins switch, the spiny girl switches, like, the fucking, there's so many different character motivations going on all at once, and it's not in any sort of interesting way. It is pure and utter chaos for the most part, and I don't, and like, yeah, that's good for just like fucking getting high and enjoying a film, but like from a plot perspective, I think it's fucking whack as hell. The fact that Koopa shows up, turns one guy into a monkey, and then leaves our world is like the, well, I fucking physically couldn't believe it when I was seeing it on screen, especially because they bring him back to his world in like less than 2 minutes. Yeah, it's just pure insanity for the most part. Yeah, you know, you can get enjoyment out of that, but there are better, like, you can have characters that are enjoyable, like, I should stress that the characters in this film aren't terrible, they're just so simplistic and boring, and I don't even want to say the acting is completely terrible, because it's not, like, the worst thing I've ever seen in the world. I don't know, I mean, like, nobody's doing, like, a convincing actual human job here. They're just sort of, like, weird fucking, yeah, no, I guess I could say the acting's bad for the most part. It's just a fucking fever dream of everything. The characters' personalities are incredibly, like, just tiny, if they exist at all. Again, I like Mario quite a fair bit, but again, it's only because of his accent, and because, well, that's it. It's because 90% of his dialogue sounds funny in the accent. That's really all there is to it. Luigi's a fucking simp-ass dumbass, and he's not really all that funny throughout the whole entire movie. Yoshi, Toad, whatever, like, none of them are I think the best thing about this film is when Bowser says, "Ba-bum," in that deep, dark, sinister voice. Like, it was like a secret weapon that, it's like at the end of fucking Bright, when Will Smith gets the wand. It's a secret weapon the entire film's been building up. I don't know. There's so many plot MacGuffins going on at the same time, too. Like, you got the fucking bomb, you got the goddamn meteorite, you got the boot shits, there's so many different things happening, and it's so fucking confusing, and oh my god, it's, yeah, just confusing is the best way I can describe the Mario Brothers movie. It's a confusing mess with, like, nonsensical characters, a nonsensical plot, and I don't want to say uninspired, but irrelevant story to the source material. It just fails on almost every single level of film, and I'm also gonna disagree that I definitely got bored during a lot of this movie. And a lot of it, you might think to yourself, how is that possible? It's so fucking crazy. Well, I got bored during A Town Called Panic, too. It's because movies that are pure insanity after a while just make me want to die. They exhaust me. I don't like get bored in a way of like watching something like Rise of Skywalker or like the other first two Star Wars prequels, where the content on screen is just so boring that I just cannot give a shit. It's that when you're watching this entire film in succession, you get exhausted. It's the point where you don't care about following the plot anymore. You realize that it's not going to get better, and it's just going to get worse, and you're just tired. And it's just not fun to watch for the majority of it. So yeah, I don't have any nostalgic bias towards this film, and man, was it just not a good time after a while. Like, I was really glad when it was over. And I know that might sound like bitchy, because I did the same exact fucking review in A Town Called Panic, and whatever, but I think the bigger primary reason is like why I hate this pure insanity film less is because I don't have any sort of things to appreciate. Like in A Town Called Panic, man, dude, the fucking animation is like awesome, and I actually legitimately really like the voice acting and the simple characters because I think it works well for that film. In this movie, it's just a mess. It's just a mess for the entire time period. And like even comparing it to another fucking insanity movie like Godzilla vs Kong, again, that's a strange comparison, to be honest with you. And Godzilla vs. Kong might even have worse characters, to be honest with you, but it also has like some characters that are legitimately enjoyable, like the sleazy salesman that functions as the main antagonist and all that stuff. The corny action I enjoy it a lot too because you get to see how the special effects are really made in real time. And I should also mention too that in the Mario Brothers movie, the practical effects are really fucking good. Not the CGI. The CGI is fucking dog shit. But the practical effects look very good. Yeah, they don't look like Mario at all, like the Goombas and Yoshi and shit. But I don't know. I find I enjoy the '90s energy a lot or maybe the '80s energy. I'm pretty sure this is '90s. Like I just enjoy the '90s energy with how things look and feel. It's pretty good. But again, there's only so much I can enjoy in this movie. That is just as pure insanity as this. I actually was okay with the movie up until they entered the alternate dimension, in which case everything fucking went kablooey, and it just, because I don't even hate Neo Bowser City. I actually find it really cool, the aesthetic wise, but it's like it's like a lot like Planet of the Apes original, where it's like a cool world, but if you try to think about it, it doesn't make like any sense. But at least with this movie, you're not supposed to be thinking while you're watching it. Whatever. There's no more point in me talking anymore. I'm just gonna be repeating myself the entire time. Yeah, it's nonsensical. Yeah, the characters are bad. Yeah, it fails like in almost every aspect of film. I don't like the action sequences all that much, to be honest with you. I think the final action sequence is fucking dog shit, because they just kind of stare at each other, teleport to the other world, the guy shoots the man, turns him into a monkey, they come back, the bomb explodes, and then they shoot him into goop. It's really not that interesting. Other action sequences are fine, I guess. They're alright. I think they'd be a little bit creative, but certain scenes definitely go on for way too long, like the Goombas in the elevators, the fucking dance party shit, like the first introduction to the city. Like, there's a lot of things that go on for way too long, and it just loses its luster after a while. I'm not a fan of this movie. This is like, I legitimately believe that this 100% goes in E tier because I was definitely getting shit taken away from me as I was watching it. Now, as to how low in E tier we go, definitely below Collateral Beauty for me, but how much lower is the real question. I legitimately think Bad Boys 3 has a far more consistent plot and characters than this film. And yeah, Bad Boys 3 has other problems as well, but at least there are characters that I legitimately 100% enjoy in that film, even if it's only one. Even if I only like one character, which is with the brawly hacker dude, and everybody else is passable to annoying. But at least I got one. All right. Comparing this to Rise of Skywalker. Now for Donnie, this is like unbelievable for me to be comparing these two movies. Because one of them is like one of the most boring Star Wars films of all time, and the other one is like a nostalgic trip for him. But God, dude, it is really hard for me to decide if this is better or worse than Rise of Skywalker. I'll say it like this. In a vacuum, I think Rise of Skywalker is better. But as the end of the Star Wars series, I think it's worse. Just with how much bad it does to the series in general. I do think the Mario Brothers movie is... Oh, shit, Suicide Squad's really bad, though. I can't put it any lower, unfortunately. Because again, I think in a vacuum, this movie's better. Just based on visual effects, acting quality, all that shit. But in terms of, like, being a part of the Star Wars story as a whole, it is fucking... Yeah, no, it would 100% be worse than the Mario Brothers movie. Everything else afterwards, though, it's not as boring as any of the Star Wars, not as soulless as Men in Black 2, and not as... I mean, it's pretty comparable to Suicide Squad for me. It got off on this. And if I had to give Suicide Squad one thing, is that it has Bohemian Rhapsody for like 10 seconds, baby. And also, the film's shorter, kind of. I don't know, they're really both fucking bad. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say. It's definitely an E tier for me. This film is fucking atrocious all the way through. I'm gonna pass it on to Scotty, and we'll save Brody for last. You're up, Scotty.
I don't know. I don't have much coherent stuff to say about this movie because I didn't really get a very coherent vibe from this movie. Uh, I had low standards going in, especially because like I know what Mario is, and I know what this movie like takes on Mario. Um, but I mean, obviously, the I don't the biggest problem with it for me is that it doesn't feel like Mario. It doesn't I don't know. Same thing as like even Mortal Kombat did a better job with it. Because it had the fights and the blah blah blah. Like what makes Mortal Kombat? Like it had this fucking I think you know what I mean. Um, I don't know. This movie just didn't. It had a character named Mario and a character named Luigi and Goombas, but that I don't like. It really just did not capture anything. It feels like nothing except for the characters' like names were taken from the like source material, the game. There was like Mario music in the beginning menu, and that's it. Um, like they didn't even use the music, and obviously it's a 2D platformer, so there's not exactly a lot to go off of, which I think was this movie's like downfall because there was so much left up to interpretation. But like, holy fuck, this was your best interpretation. This was the best thing you had. And if they weren't trying to make like a Mario movie, trying to like make an original take, it's dog shit. It's so bad. The entire movie feels like a New York City subway. It's like I feel greasy after watching this movie. That's the best way I can put it. I just don't like I didn't really enjoy anything. I enjoyed the I enjoyed Mario, right? Cuz New York Italian Man is funny, but that's it. And even he got old because it was just like done with this movie. Um, like from the very beginning, it felt like a low budget '90s movie, which is like, uh, I mean, fuck's sake. I guess it can be good. I guess we got Men in Black out of that era, but like it was not. It, it wasn't a good vibe to start out on. It wasn't like a strong intro. It wasn't bad. Um, but then it just kind of kept going downhill and downhill, and the whole like interdimensional thing and the whole like Bowser's motivation to de-evolve the entire human race. Where the fuck did that come from? Because a meteor hit the earth? Like that doesn't the humans didn't do that. But like who really cares? It doesn't make a difference. um I don't know. It didn't make a ton of sense, the whole movie. I guess we weren't really expecting it to. And we've kind of, both of you guys have said this so far. But it's pretty incoherent and pretty dumb. It doesn't really do much, right? I don't think. I mean, the plot is ass. The characters are, but I mean, they have their moment. It's fucking John Leguizamo, and he's drunk the entire time. So like, there's some stuff in it, but it's like the laugh at the movie kind of humor, not the laugh with the movie kind of humor. Um, the music is bad. I don't like the practical effects either. I mean, I guess they're like visually okay, but they're not. I guess all of this comes from I was expecting a Mario movie and it's called Super Mario Bros. And it just wasn't. I think that's the problem with a lot of these video game movies is that you expect one thing, and I truly believe this isn't a good movie, but I also believe that I would have rated it higher if it wasn't Mario. Um, if it was just some weird ass '90s movie. Uh, I mean, besides that, I don't really have much more to say. The characters suck. The music is annoying. The whole plot is kind of frustrating, and I don't know. Whatever. Well, I don't even know if I was expecting, but I wanted like a little exciting. I don't know. You can't translate the vibe from Super Mario Brothers into a movie, and I know that, but I was expecting a better shot at it. I don't know. I needed more of that enjoyable, kind of goofy, lighthearted, like bright colors, that kind of thing. And we literally got to crawl around in a New York sewer for like an hour and a half or however the fuck long this was. So aside from it being a letdown to my expectations, it also just wasn't entertaining. It wasn't good. Wasn't super enjoyable. Tier wise, I don't think it's where is it right now? It's right there. I don't know. Yeah, I have a hard time putting this movie anywhere. I could. No, I couldn't. It's definitely an E tier. Um, I think any of those first 4 spots in E tier are pretty fair game for me from where it is right now to top of E tier. Just depending on the argument. But I'm gonna have to agree with Tyler because I do think, as much as it pains me to say it, I do think Bad Boys 3 was a much better movie than this one. Yeah, that's what I got. So Brody, hit it.
Okay, so I agree with Scott in that this movie misses the mark on Mario. This movie, like, I don't know, when you think of Mario, even, and I'm talking even before, the 3D games, like I'm talking about the era, about, when this movie was made. You think of that nice first level, you think of, running around, nice open air, jumping around, jumping on Goombas, and you think of you think of Mario, right? This movie does not make me think of Mario. I don't even know how they got half of the design. I mean, some designs are actually pretty clever in translation. I guess they have the whole Mario Kart gimmick for the cars and like the whole fire flower thing for the fire launchers. But other than that, I really find it all horribly like executed. I mean, Bowser's literally just a dude with spiky hair. I mean, I guess he's supposed to be a dinosaur at some parts in the movie, but like that's literally one part. And yeah, he's apparently a reptile, but they don't do much to kind of show it. We really don't know their distinct features from mammals or whatever. The Goombas, I think Tyler said something similar earlier, but I think they totally missed the mark on the Goombas. Because when you think Goombas, you think little, tall, stubby motherfucker. You don't think giant built, like super lizard. I mean, I think that'd be more of a Koopa thing, like a Koopa Troopa. But no, those guys are just straight up policemen. Or whatever. In terms of the main characters, I disliked them all mostly. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, they kind of got Mario's personality on, you know, uh, par as to what I would expect. Luigi was kind of weird to me in this movie because not only was he like significantly younger than Mario, but he also like, I don't know, he just He didn't act like Luigi. I don't know how to really go into depth, so I'm gonna really just not talk about this anymore. But oh, another thing that we talked about while watching this movie is why did they focus on Daisy? Like she hadn't been really prominent in any games thus far in the series, which is like 1993 when this movie came out. So like I we at least me and Donald, we didn't get really why they picked her all that much. I mean, other than I mean, was Daisy considered Luigi's girlfriend at that point or whatever thing?
No, she was considered Mario's love interest in Mario Land on the Game Boy.
Yeah, so I don't know why they did that. I thought the jump boots were clever. Honestly, everything else is kind of like a train wreck. Plot wise, it was good. Like at the beginning of the film, in terms of I could follow it. It's kind of interesting. I want to see where it goes next. And then towards the end, it split off into all these different like little things. And I don't know about you guys, but it got me pretty mixed up and I didn't really appreciate that. I mean, it all kind of tied itself together in the end, but I didn't really. I thought they could have done it a lot better and removed a few characters, such as the pointless lady who kills herself with the magic rock. Yeah. I don't know. I'd say like I didn't hate it as much as Collateral Beauty and Bad Boys. Ooh, hmm. You know what? I'm gonna put it under, and I maybe just be like plain crazy, but I'm putting it under Lego Clutch Powers. That's all I got to say. I'm all good. Where does everyone stand in terms of rating?
Probably the same, Brody. I don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This was just like an absolute clusterfuck.
No, this is.
I don't even like it. It didn't satisfy anything I wanted. Also, yeah, they like went to the length of like making Goomba props and fucking like an entire dinosaur for Yoshi, and then they just left Bowser as this like weird old. It's just like nothing
He's
is
literally an
nothing.
old man with spiky hair.
Dude,
And
if I got
honestly,
If this was
that's
just
the
some
one
weird
thing I hate the
shitty,
most.
if this was just some like weird shitty like Ghostbuster-esque '90s movie, like fine, but it's just not. It's not what it says it is, and
Scott,
Dude,
or
as
at
soon
least it
as I
doesn't
saw
do what it says
Bowser,
it's
I
supposed to do.
immediately was like,
Scott,
oh, it's gonna be this type of movie.
Scott,
What's
listen,
up?
Yeah.
man. If I took like if I got angry for every single thing that a video game movie did wrong, Mortal Kombat, I would be arguing Mortal Kombat should be like bottom C, dude. Like,
Well, yeah, but Mortal
Well, yeah,
Kombat
but this
does
shit
its
is
video
like,
games so much better,
yeah, it does
and
it
Mortal
so much
Kombat
better,
actually
but
has
it's still
Mortal Kombat
dog
actually has
shit.
good. It actually has good elements of film to it too.
I know, but it's still dog shit with representation, dude. If we're gonna be real for a hot second, like all
Well,
these
and
video
you,
game movies.
you have a lot more. You have a lot more of
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
Mortal Kombat boner. But
I don't
like,
have a.
I
I
guess
don't
that's what
play
I'm fighting
fighting
about
games,
this for.
dipshit.
Yeah, no, but you were talking about like the lore and the story and
Yeah, I
like
mean,
all
yeah,
that
because
crap,
like
and like I know that brings the rating down, but I think like that because we all share this common like no, everybody knows what the fuck Mario is, and this is just not
No, I mean, yeah,
good.
I get it, dude. I get it. But for me personally, I don't give a flying fuck that it's called the Super Mario Bros. Movie because it didn't change anything for me. It is so unrelated that I got both zero enjoyment from it not being Mario, and I got zero hate because this is like, dude, this is like if I fucking went up to like a bottle of water that was called Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. Like, am I supposed to be mad that it's not Sonic? I mean, it's so not Sonic that I couldn't give a shit. Anyways, And even if this film was called like fucking Plumbers Take Over the Reptile World, I would still hate it. It's not a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
I
give a
agree.
shit, really, for the most part. I don't even really want to argue for this movie anymore. I think it should have. I think I explained pretty thoroughly as to why I think I did not explain thoroughly at all. I'm talking out of my ass, but I absolutely think its E tier placement is 100% where it should be, and I really don't want to argue for it. But Donnie, how are you, man? You're the one person that hasn't talked in a while.
I mean, I genuinely found this movie entertaining, but if you guys didn't, I understand why you'd put it in E tier.
What is it? Sorry, I didn't get the last part of that.
I genuinely found this movie entertaining, but if you guys didn't, I understand an E tier placement.
Oh, are you not gonna vote
I
for
just
it, though?
No.
Fuck. That means we're
I'm a man.
tied then.
I'm a man of my convictions.
Yeah, but Donnie, you're fucked because you have Brody on your
Hey,
team.
hey, Brody,
Yeah.
will you go below Collateral Beauty?
No, I
Middle
fucking
ground.
hate that movie.
Why do you hate that movie? You're so fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
How do you not hate this movie?
How do you not hate Collateral Beauty? It's
I
just
do, but this is worse.
Okay, Brody, when you opened your fucking Collateral Beauty movie interview, you were talking about millennials or some shit like that because they went to a coffee store once in the movie.
Dude, that wasn't
no,
a
it's
millennial
literally the
movie.
most like millennial screaming
That
like.
That was a millennial movie.
That was one fucking scene in the film, and why did you change your opinion? When I made fun of Brody for that earlier, Scott, you're like, Would you watch fucking Collateral Beauty another time in between these fucking film takes?
Listen, I'm
Well,
standing
no.
by it.
Why-
That's
Oh, why are
a
you being an
really
asshole about like a review from
Yeah.
Brody? Like
Yeah.
a
Why am I
dollar
being an
fucking
asshole about a
cringe
review
movie
from
right
Brody?
there.
from a movie
wasn't
like a month ago? Like Jesus Christ, man.
Because I'm trying to keep things consistent. I have to remember these reviews when you guys talk about it, and I don't think that Collateral Beauty's millennial speech is worse than the fucking Mario Brothers movie. Yo, we put Collateral
No,
Beauty.
it's not.
I don't know.
I'm
one
on your
makes
side,
me want
Tyler.
to shoot my kneecaps out. One
Why?
doesn't.
Why was it
This
that
one- this
bad
one-
for you? It was, dude. The Collateral Beauty's biggest problem was not that it was like offensively terrible, is that it was bloated and it had a too short of a like length of film. It didn't have enough time to explore its ideals. It's not that the characters themselves like were bad because they didn't have like the fucking like the characters themselves were offensively bad. They just didn't have enough time to do their shit. And no, I don't like Collateral Beauty. It's in fucking E tier for a reason. It's motivating and it's like pretentious as hell and a bunch of shit like that. But it is way more of a functional film than this movie. At the very least, I can always say that when I watch Collateral Beauty, I know what's happening on screen, as opposed to this film, where I don't know what's happening. It is just complete and utter insanity. Now, if you're one who argues boredom versus complete insanity, that's like a whole other spiel. I think that insanity for an entire runtime is really fucking bad, and I wasn't bored for all of Collateral Beauty. There were scenes here and there that are not terrible in that movie. I think the reveal at the end of the film with Will Smith and his wife, when they're showing the video of the kids, is actually a pretty, like, the best scene in the film, and it's actually a very good scene in general. It's got a lot of emotional weight, but it's in a bad movie where those ideals are not explained nearly enough. I mean, like, dude, it's a bad film, mostly because of those stupid side characters that take up too much time and try to have their own arcs of the individual emotions themselves. But it's not worse than this, dude. It's not possible. Mario Brothers movie is just fucking. It fails at almost every aspect of film. It just doesn't. It's not that it's rushed or that it has like bad pacing. It just doesn't work in like almost every single way. The only way that it does work is that you get to actually laugh at it. And for a lot of the movies below it, you can't even say that for some of them without it like the laughing actually inflicting pain on you. Like like I would say the rest of E tier below where we have it right now is like so fucking boring that it's actually painful, and then pretty much all of F tier is laughing and dying, except for animal abuse at the end of the bottom there. Yeah, I cannot understand as to why you would dislike Collateral Beauty more than this film. I mean, like, do you like Bad Boys 3 more than Mario Brothers?
I mean, not really.
But the problem is that, fuck, dude,
Fine, I can compromise. It's fucky anyway if I had it my way, because then it'd be above Bad Boys 3.
Yes, that's what I was trying to tell you. Is that like you're not exactly.
Yeah.
What if we
It's like it's just a lose-lose
Is this
situation.
movie really worse than Bad Boys 3, though?
Yes, this
What if
movie
we-
is
what if we
actually worse
switch-
than Bad Boys 3.
Oh,
It's
no,
not.
What if we
It's
what if we
not,
what if yo shut up. What if we switch Bad Boys 3 and Collateral Beauty and then put Super Mario Brothers in the middle?
There's no. I would not say for a damn second that Collateral Beauty is worse than Bad Boys 3. I
You don't well
Here's the
Really?
thing.
I don't know.
Bad Boys 3 is legitimately a bad film for a majority of its runtime because it goes off of the shitty buddy cop dynamic that was in the first two movies. But Bad Boys 3 legitimately does do some interesting ideas with like it being like a thematic finale for the entire series as a whole. I like how in the movie they kind of address the fact that it's been years since they've been doing this and how they're growing old with age. I like when Will Smith gets shot at the beginning of the movie, and I think the antagonist has a pretty personal grudge with a lot of them until they make him Will Smith's son, and then it just gets really shit at the end. We already know that Bad Boys 3 gets really fucking shit at the end. I think the first like 3/4 of Bad Boys 3 is really bad, but it's passable action junkie. It's like a Fast and Furious movie with like even worse characters,
Not
probably.
degrade
Just
Fast
Diesel.
and Furious like
Dude,
that.
Fast and Furious is fucking dog shit. Don't mess with me on that. Alright.
Fast and Furious is dumb action, and
Dude,
Bad
you can
Boys
make-
is painful action.
It's not nearly as bad as 1 and 2. The biggest thing is that it doesn't waste as nearly much as your time as in 1 and 2. It's much more streamlined in plot, and things happen for like, and then the crazy shit that happens is actually more relevant. Is the important thing. Shit just happens in Bad Boys 1 and 2, and there's like no point where they fucking argue for 5 minutes in front of a clerk, or when they find a scene of rats fucking, or when they visit like a dead morgue and you have no idea what the hell that's all about. Like, or when they throw bodies out of the back, like, just bad shit just happens in those movies. And there's not even a point about me talking about that. I'm just saying that Bad Boys 3 has a lot more inherent focus, and I think it actually at least has, like, like Collateral Beauty, it has themes, but Bad Boys 3's themes are even worsely handled than Collateral Beauty, which is my big reason as I put it even lower. Is because, yeah, the idea of family and, like, the theme of, like, how the old these characters are getting is handled so poorly because, well, the age thing is just kind of dropped after the Will Smith gets shot fake out thing and they actually get back on the case. And then the family thing is so fucking bad with the stupid mother character and the stupid son character and fucking Marcus, like, pulling a C-3PO and trying to be funny during a quote-unquote emotional scene. It's fucking dog shit. It's bad. It's a bad movie, but yeah, I know this one movie's corny as hell and shit like that, but there's like not much that I can say is enjoyable about this film other than that it's funny to laugh at, not with, and that's never a good thing. I don't know. I really don't want to argue for this movie much more, but I think it's 100% where it should be placed.
Wow.
I mean,
So that was the bad movie, guys.
Oh, is that? Well, we're not done on placement, are we?
Are we not?
Did I convince Brody? Brody, you fine with that placement?
I thought since me and
guess
Brody
I
were
can see
divided.
your points, and honestly, most of the rest of the tier list is fine to me, so I can just take this one.
I thought me and Brody were divided, so you automatically get the win.
Oh, that's true. Because you guys don't want it in the same place, anyways.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
So
I
it
guess-
was kind of just like just a little fun little argument.
Why'd you make me do that? I didn't want to argue about this movie.
We did it for the viewer.
We
We
did
did
it
it
for
for
the views, fuck
you.
yeah. All right. Anyway, so I'll just
Fuck
say
you,
I'll just
Tyler.
ask this one more time, Brody. Your placement would be below Clutch Power,
Yeah.
and Donnie's yours would be above fucking Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I don't think me and Donald are on the same page.
Donnie, you are fucking insane. No, I'm just joking. You're fine. I can see it.
Crazy, you're unhinged.
No, you're fine. But yeah, no, that is I'm 100%. Thank you, Scott, for agreeing with me. I love.
Mm-hmm.
Big ol' smoochums from there. Jeebus Crisis. Is this alrighty? So, yeah, that was fucking terrible. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant for so long about the Mario Brothers movie. That was fucking bad. So now, tomorrow, it's my movie. It's the fucking Sonic OVA. And with how short it is, and with how simplistic it is, there's no way that it's worse than the Mario Brothers movie. There's no. I bet it'll be even
It's
higher placed than
Sonic.
Donnie's optimistic placement. All right. I think the Sonic OVA at least is gonna hit C tier, but that's getting into my later predictions. So yeah, that's all that's there for the arguments about this bullshit. I want to go to bed now. Thank you very much. We'll see you for that then. Bye bye.
My ears are ringing from the Mario movie.
Sorry.
My ass is bleeding from the Mario movie.